¿Qué es la que aguacate? We are back here. What? We're back here? What? We're back here, and today, wait, there we go. We're back here, and today we are gonna be talking about, well, last video's topic actually, but this time I'm gonna do it a little bit different. Um, Last video I talked in Spanish, which is not the usual that I go here. It is my first language. It is not my usual content, but I do go Spanglish from time to time over here, which I mix Spanish and English at the same time. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna keep. This is gonna be my standard. I'm gonna go Spanish and English, but I'm mostly gonna speak English because like somehow this is a way that I feel most comfortable speaking faster, and I don't know why my thoughts even process better if I'm playing and talking at the same time than when I'm doing it in Spanish. Maybe because I was raised playing video games in English. Anyways, as we're gonna talk about today's topic, we're gonna be chopping down this forest, this jungle. We're gonna be chopping down this jungle because we wanna terraform all of this and make our island be look better so that we can start building in other places and not just here, but have our the whole island to ourselves. So we're gonna start mining every tree while we talk about today's topic, which is, as I said, not yesterday's, last videos, which is advice from a lover in pieces. Well, basically, what I went on saying there was a love story that I had um, this year, which began early, let's say like March, maybe late March, beginning of April, somewhere over there. There's this very special person that I met who completely changed my perspective on how you love, but not like the way that you receive love, not the way that love looks as of how you receive it, more as how you give love. What love means when you actually give love and not just expect love from others. Because like everything you give and everything you see that others are giving you, it all comes from you. It all comes from where you stand from. Where is your heart at the moment? If your heart is at the right place and you're giving love out of the right space, then you'll see love. You will see love. If you're giving like not even love, if you're giving out of, let's say, anxiety or out of need of receiving, then your perspective of love will be very different from this video. And I feel like this is what we're gonna be tackling today. Loving, but not from where you receive or how you see, like, not how you see love being given or how you feel loved, more like how love actually shows up. So, well, it all began with a friendship. This is good. I feel like starting out as friends is something positive because there's less expectations. And I feel like, yes, we should all start as friends and we should all maintain our friendship during our relationship because we care about each other and we want to have a good time with each other. So, and it not only have a good time, but like be during the hard times too, and be part of the support of this person. So, we both had a mutual interest within each other. Let me see if I can find a simpler tree that I can cut. I think this one. And we met on Instagram. She had followed me before I even noticed her. um, I was I was not really paying attention for that. But she followed me, and then years later I realized, and I followed her back, and I did find her like attractive and interesting. So I was like, who's this person? Let me see. Let me go there. Let me see how I can meet this person. So I, curious and funny enough, she posted an emoji of a meditating, like an emoji meditating, and I was like, can I join? I really was just interested in knowing this person. So yeah, I joined, and we started talking, and we started having a friendship, and that friendship built a bond over time, over the months, and we kind of wanted to see each other. We wanted to see if we can spend time with each other because it had been time. It had been like months since we met in our socials, and we were just, we wanted to see if we could take it a little bit further. So we, after like almost 4 months or 3 months without seeing each other, and plans being canceled, and we wanting to see each other, and somehow last minute something changed and we were not be able to do it. Work, responsibilities, emergencies, all sort of things happened, and we were not able to see each other. But I had a lot of patience, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna rush it. This is God's time. He has something special for me. If this is not it, this is not it. Or if it's not the time, that it's not the time. I'm not gonna have any pressure. I don't wanna like, you know, feel like I owe to to meet this person when things have not been going accordingly, so like the circumstances has not been the best. So let's not rush it, let's not push it, let it be what it has to be. Until suddenly on let I think it was somewhere on August, we finally managed to meet in the beach. And this was, well, this Lord, long story short and funny story is that as I was gonna go meet her, I was very excited. I was like, this person, I can't wait to meet this person. I feel like this is gonna be so special. I had high expectations. I'm not gonna lie because I've been, well, I have not only high expectations but what do you call high standards? So I knew this person was gonna meet standards because of how I met her before. So I was excited to meet her. And well, I met her when I was getting to her house. I was gonna pick her up. We were going to the beach, and as I was pulling to her house, a song came up on the radio. I mean, not the radio, Spotify, which I was listening to, that was called I Was Touched by an Angel. And as soon as we got into contact, I extended my finger, and she extended her finger, and we touched each other, and we kind of like, you know, got shocked because of each other's energies. And I know this sounds silly, but I felt a connection at that point. And I was very excited. I was like, this cannot be more of a. I wouldn't want to say the word coincidence, but let's say I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. um, and so we went to the beach and we started to know each other. And the time we spent together, I feel like I had a blast. I was being able to be myself. And that's one of the best things that I'm grateful for, that I was able to be myself. I put myself as a goal to stay myself, to be authentic, to not try to like be likable, just be me, how I am, without acting, or what do you call it these days? Performing. I was just trying to be authentic, and and I had a lot of fun, and I bet she had a lot of fun too. We really connected with each other at that moment, and so we wanted to keep going out, and so we did for a few months. We kept going out, and we were having fun. It was we were having a lot of fun spending time with each other and listening to each other and being in each other's presence. It was really nice. And well, let me see. Well, there was a time that we went out to the theater. We went to see. I don't remember the movie right now. I don't remember the name. I remember the movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. But there was a relationship in the film, and there was a point where the lady said to the guy like, "Hey, I want to be more serious, and like I want you to take this seriously and be be with me." And so I felt that. I felt that, and we were going out. It had been a couple dates, and I was like, "Hey, I feel I like your presence. I like where we are. I like how things are developing, and I am up to taking things seriously. Are you?" And at that moment, she said that she wanted to take things slowly and at her pace because she wanted to feel safe with the decisions that she was making, which is understandable. And honestly, it was something new to me because I was used to taking decisions with emotions, like this feels good, then this is the way, which is well, it hasn't always worked out for me, but that was how I used to approach making decisions to know that I'm making the right decision. It was based on feeling and not so much on like really being present and understanding how this felt. I mean, yeah, more like excitement. I was choosing from excitement rather than feelings. And so, this was a new thing for me. This was a new way of seeing things for me. And I was up to it. I was open to it because I was like, hey, you know what? Like maybe what I do need is not passion and burning desire and like oh shit, I put the wrong thing. And like everything fast, more like maybe I just needed presence and being with someone who could see day by day, you know? Not see them daily, more like someone who could see the day and live the day, not all all of the relationship in one moment like I do. um, so this was just a change for me, and which I was willing to experience and experiment and go through it because I knew that going through it would help me grow more into a love which felt safe and not rushed. And this takes me to my first point, which is we all like we all know, not more like we shouldn't be forcing the timing of things. We should let the time be the time. We live in a culture that is obsessed with speed. We need everything instantly. we result we want everything instantly. We want the result now. Immediate answers, instant validation. Everything has to be on demand, like fast food, fast deliveries, entertainment at our fingertips. And without realizing, we are putting also relationships on that same fast lane, which they also have to be fast. They have to answer my texts quickly. They have to want to see me. They want to have something with me because I want to have something with them. But you don't know them. You just know some of them. Dating culture, hookup culture, which is like we pretend that we have intimacy when we go to bed with another person. But that's not intimacy. Intimacy comes with conversations, not just with getting naked. Intimacy comes from the soul, not just the body. And we end up running really fast at the end of the day, heading nowhere. Forgetting that deep bonds do not rush. They are not something that comes from just one hard conversation. Deep bonds comes from presence during all the hard conversations that are to come. And by getting your soul naked, not just your body, your soul, be vulnerable, be even being afraid, show up. Show up even if you're afraid. That deepens the bond. At the end of the day, we tend to perform. We force interactions. We try to control situations. And we end up disconnecting from the real timing of things, which is the rhythm of our hearts, which dictates whether you should go forward and at which pace you should go forward. Because we want the thing, but we're not listening to our heart if our heart wants the thing, or how does our heart feel with the thing, in this case, with the relationship, right? How does my heart feel with this relationship? Does it feel safe? Does it feel stressed? Does it feel insecure? Does it feel scared of losing? All of those are like real information for you to take decisions on whether to go forward on a relationship. And I can say that all those things were feeling good. I was feeling aligned. I was feeling going forward with purpose, with presence, and making safe decisions. And by safe decisions, I don't mean like I mean I was not risking um how do I explain this? I was making safe decisions, feeling my heart, knowing whether I should walk forward or if this felt like chaos. And well, my body was so used to chaos that it was easy for me to recognize what felt like chaos. And there was no chaos on this relationship. Instead, there was a lot of peace. And all this peace was very new for me. And I did not understand how how to live in this peace, because it was not only the relationship, my life was in a very peaceful state. I was going through a very peaceful place of my existence. So instead of like going with forcing things, I was going with the things that felt safe. I was growing with the relationship as the relationship was growing. And I was trying not to force things because of my anxiety, because I was I was not trying to control things. I was letting things be. And if things were not being, well, I was letting go and releasing my ties and releasing the need to have to be to to be in a relationship, and more like allow the relationship to be and grow as it is. And what is meant to grow grows without pressure. What needs time to bloom, it needs time to bloom, and you have to stop pushing it. So let the things be and be real with what it is. Not go with the illusion of what you want it to be or how you feel it to be, because you can feel something that is not true. You can feel something that is not what it actually is, and you just feel it different that it is. So I allowed myself to feel this relationship and go with it as it was growing and stepping step by step, cautiously but comfortably, and I'd say confidently, because I felt like I was being my best self. I felt like I was being who I wanted to be. And yes, I did had some expectations about the relationship, not gonna lie. Obviously, I don't think having expectations is bad. I think having expectations is real, although those expectations having to be met is not that real. It's just how can I say this? It's not real. Like it's just a want. It's just a need. It's not part of reality. Having expectations, it's real. It's thinking that something can happen. And if you want to have dreams, if you want to dream big, you have to expect the best. You have to expect yourself to be able to accomplish your dreams. You have to be able to expect that the things that you want are possible. So expectations are not bad. It's just that you have to keep expectations. You cannot tie your your expectations to your results, because well, you can expect something, you can take action, and not every action will take you to a place, you know? Not every actions will have fruits, but every action is how do you, I don't okay, no todas las acciones te van a dar cosecha, pero todas las acciones sí son plantar una semilla. So keep keep borrowing, no, I don't know how to say it. Sigue plantando semillas de acciones que te lleven a tus resultados eventualmente, pero no te aferres al resultado, because it's not sure. Just be present and take actions. So I allow myself to stay present. And although well, my expectations weren't met, and well, I did, I did go, well, I was disappointed, let's say it as at this. I was disappointed. I was also sure and making sure that this disappointment wasn't towards the person, more towards the situation. I did not have expectations towards the person to meet my needs. I mostly just I had my needs. Everybody has their needs. How can I how can I put this somewhere else? Maybe here. This is not supposed to be like this, but it's like this at the moment. Anyways, and this is here. Bam boom, bada bam. Okay, and maybe get some food. Get some food. Almost nothing else of food left. So although I did not have expectations for this person to meet my expectations, or I was not tied to this person having to meet my expectations, I did had expectations which were not met, and they were a disappointment, and I was making sure not to put or reflect this disappointment towards the person because it was not the person's fault to disappoint me, you know? It's not like I can make her responsible for my expectations. So I was just like getting frustrated, but not getting her accountable for those things which were not her responsibility. Her responsibility was just to show up as she was. And that is all I had to take in. And that is what I had to accept in her, because if I was like expecting her to not be herself, then I would not be loving her. I would have been trying to control her, and that was not my case, at least. I was very welcoming and letting this person be and show up how they are and how they can, or how they could. So yeah, let me see what else I can take out of this, because I think this is gonna be like just point one. I was gonna do all 10 points, but I was like, well, this might take hours, hours of conversation, and I just want a video. I don't want a huge stream. Or maybe I could keep streaming for a bit, but I had a lot of things to do, so I think I think this is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. Um, I'll promise that next video we're gonna tackle the next topic, which first one was we should enforce the timings, and the second one is that communication is not optional. So if you wanna see why communication is not optional, then just stick around, and we'll have that conversation on the in the next video. And if you're watching this, I'm also streaming at the same time, so this is also a live conversation that I'm having, and there are people in the chat that are saying hi. So if you're over there, thank you so much, and I hope to see you then in the next video. Nos vemos. What up?